Neve, a few days on since the defeat to France, what did you make of it?
It was a very exciting game for us. I think aspects we enjoyed, but I think when we came back to the drawing board come Monday, we know that we're better than that, and we've got a better performance to put on, and we look forward to trying to put a few wrongs to right this weekend.
There was so much optimism around it last week, even speaking to Scott, everyone was so confident. Does that make it even slightly more disappointing, or is that the level you girls are at now?
I think that we've got to go into big games like that with the confidence, and I think that's why the disappointment was so high, because we knew that it wasn't our best performance and that we've got more in the tank to give. So yeah, as I said, we're looking forward to taking to this weekend and hopefully coming away with a win.
Talk to us about the line-out. It excelled, but 18 out of 19 or whatever it was, every part or facet has been hit, the front, the back, the middle. How much time's put into that, and what's it like in your shoulders throwing it in? I know you've done it for a good few years now.
Yeah, well, I mean, credit to Cotters, he's come in and done a brilliant job, and I think there's been full buy-in from all the girls involved, and you know, we put a lot of work into it, and we're all on the same page. We want to have a good line out, we want it to be functioning, we want it to be a platform for us to play off. So credit to everyone that's been involved in the line out. There's obviously a lot of moving parts, and I think it showed at the weekend that the hard work that we put in paid off.
Take us back. Cambridge House, Ballymena Academy. The smile on your face says it all. When did rugby start for you?
Well, originally probably when I was about 2 or 3, we played in the living with my dad, and then when I was about 6 or 7, I went down to the local rugby club, and my brother was playing at the time, and I thought this looked like an amazing sport. When can I play? So I had to wait the following year till I was old enough to play, and I really haven't looked back since. There were a few years where there wasn't much rugby for me to play, but my mum always found somewhere for me to be able to play, so credit to her.
So there was no rugby at school, but it was all about the club game?
Yeah, definitely. I think that obviously we're looking back more than 10 years now, which is a scary thought really, but the game's grown so much in the last 10 years, but whenever I was at school there wasn't too much going on, so I'd always be playing. I'd travel down to Malone and Belfast to play my rugby then. Malone
and then Ulster under-18s, first team and player to win it. You also captain with Vicky Irwin. What was that like?
Yeah, do you know, Vicky and Irwin and I are very good friends and still are to this day, so it's a really fun memory for the two of us to look back on. Very exciting times, and I think that was kind of the start of the women's rugby rise, so it was really exciting to be part of that, and there's more and more girls playing rugby in Ulster now, which is very exciting to see.
There was times you were training on your own to get better. Is that the drive you always had, and the coaches in Ulster helping you out?
Yeah, definitely. Like as we said, Neil Alcorn and Neil Johnson are huge inspirations of mine, and credit to them for putting a lot of work in with me at that young age of like 14, 15. And as you said, a bit of training by myself, but I've always had the drive to be the best I possibly can, and the goal is always to play for Ireland. So thankfully all the hard work's paid off, and hopefully continue to do so for a while.
Who did you look up to when you were a kid? Was it Claire Small, Ashley Orchard, Grace Davitt? What sort of girls were you like, I want to be like them? Yeah,
definitely. Like, I think all of the players you've named above, definitely. I think a key memory for me was when I was about 9, my parents pulled me out of school and we drove down to Dublin to watch my first ever women's game. So being able to see other women playing rugby as a 9-year-old child, that was hugely inspirational. And from that day on, I thought, this is what I want to do with my life, and make a dream a reality.
Rising Star Award, I think it was, in the club game. When did you think this Irish dream is a possibility?
I think that because the dream I had was such a strong dream and something I wanted to make a reality, I was going to do anything within my power to do so, and I'd train hard, I'd work hard off the pitch, on the pitch, I'd be in the gym. So I think, I don't know when the time was that I thought, oh, this is actually going to happen, but I've always just kept my head down and worked hard.
The time did come. Donnybrook, Energia Park now, October 2020 against Italy. Cliona Mahoney comes off, you come on. What was that like? What, were you 21 as well?
Something like that. Yeah, it's all a bit surreal looking back. I think that you're filled with adrenaline, and you're excited to get onto the pitch and you want to make an impact. So a dream come true really, and I haven't really looked back. I just want to keep striving to be a better and better player.
Gloucester, January 2022. Sean Lynn, is it a text? Where's that dealing come from? Did he say, I need a hooker? How did he know about you? Was it looking at the World Cup qualifying campaign, or how was it, do you think?
So Catherine Buggy had been in with us in camp and unfortunately was injured, but she and I became quite friendly then, and she plays for Gloucester, so she said to Sean Lynn, oh, I know Neve, she might be free to come over and play, and I happened to be off work that week, so I went over and played and haven't really looked back.
Was that what it was? You were off work and went in for a trial and he kept you on?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they'd only got one hooker at the time, and obviously you need 2 to play a game. So yeah, that was pretty much it. It's kind of surreal looking back.
Moved to Gloucester, as you say, couple of years later, 3 titles, a try in the final. It's almost as if I'm talking as if you're a veteran. You know, you're 26,
Still a veteran.
so much to give. But it's been such a good club for you, and how much have you enjoyed the place in general in the rugby?
Yeah, definitely. I've really enjoyed my time at Gloucester. I think that the environment that Sean Lynn's created is one that I've fitted into very well. I get on really well with the girls, the coaching. I've gone from strength to strength as a player there, and I've really enjoyed my time. And as you said, we've had 3 titles now. So yeah, what's next is really the question.
A wee bit of a side take here, but you're into your surfing, skimboarding, roller skates. Is that what makes you tick outside of rugby?
Not really at the minute. It's not really a safe thing to do anymore outside of the rugby. It's something that I do like to do whenever we get a bit of like off season. But you know, I like to hang out with my friends. I like to go for a coffee, arts and crafts, that kind of stuff. But to, you know, switch the mind off, anything like that, anything outdoors is my kind of vibe.
It's interesting there you say switch the mind off. Is that what you need because it's so intense in here?
It's nice to be able to just switch off. I'm obviously rugby all the time, so whenever you get the time to take 2 minutes to yourself, it's quite nice. And you know, coffee's a big thing in the rugby culture, so it's glad I like the taste of it, and we go for them quite often. And you know, we actually go for coffee and talk about rugby, so it's a switch off but a switch on at the same time, so it's all very fun.
Could be talking about worse. Coming back to this camp, 5 years in the system, you've had some difficult days, but you've also had some good days. Is this the most exciting camp to be involved in so far in your young career?
Yeah, potentially actually. I think that anytime you come into camp, you're just very excited to get rolling in and to train with the girls, to push each other and hopefully play some rugby. So I think, you know, the last 12 to 18 months have been very exciting for us, and I just can't wait to see what the next 12 to 18 months hold.
And the competition between places has just risen over the last couple of years, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think as players that's what we want. We want to be pushed to be better and be greater players, so having competition in your position is just going to make you grow and hopefully push them to be better players as well.
What about Sunday? Italy, do you see it as a must win, or are you not allowed to use that term?
I think that, you know, coming off the back of the French game, I think we've got a lot to prove that we want to put wrongs to put right, I guess, and coming to Italy, we're going to fly into it and hopefully come away with a win. So very exciting times, and I think we just can't wait to take to the field. Where
do you feel they are strongest?
I think they've got a solid game all round. They like to throw the ball around, they'll kick it, they'll run it, they've got a physical pack, they like the breakdown. I think that they're pretty solid all across the park, so it's always a very exciting game to play because you never know what they're going to throw at you.
How do you look at this competition? Every coach and player is one game at a time, but have you looked ahead to the end of April to say, well, we must get 3 wins or 2 wins or 4 wins, or how do you see the next month or so? Yeah,
I think that, as you said, most people see it as a game at a time because they are so physically demanding and you put so much in each week that 1 week at a time is the best way I like to do it anyway. So that's how I look at the next couple of weeks. I'm going to do 1 week at a time. Yeah.
What about the World Cup down the line? We will mention it. This year in general must be so exciting for you. I know you're rugby in Gloucester, but coming back home you must love it here. Yeah, definitely. I think it's a really exciting year for the women's game, particularly in Ireland. Like, there's a huge buzz. I know that there's lots of girls out playing rugby, so it's really exciting to see. And yeah, let's roll on the Six Nations and then we'll go from there. Finally, what's your overall aims over the next couple of months? I think just grow from strength to strength as a player, push girls to be better players themselves, bring some of the young girls up to have confidence, to have a voice on the pitch, and just enjoy it. You know, that's why we train. We train to enjoy playing rugby. And the vice captaincy role, how have you taken to it? Yeah, it's good fun. Credit to Lee. She's a brilliant person to have by your side, and she's a great leader. She leads from the front, and that's all you could ask. So really enjoyed it, and I think credit to her. Neve, all the best on Sunday. Thanks so much.